Okay, starting back with a green horse. We're working on mounting block training. The last time that we went to mount on her, she moved while mounting, and this time she is not. I'm very, very proud of her. You're such a good girl. Ooh. Now that was a very small move, but that was a little bit of a move. That's okay, we're just gonna stand here for a second. Now when you're working on respect and control of a green horse, you're gonna repeat the same process. So the basic exercises you're gonna do are you're gonna make sure that they're gonna give their head and their neck, their forequarters, and their hindquarters. Now, first things first, I'm gonna ask her to stop and give her head completely. Good, and release. I put my hand a little bit too high. I need to think about sitting up. Ooh. And stop. Now, that is a hard thing to do. A lot of times you want to lean down. Ooh. To do a flex. But reach down, keep your chest up, and go to your knee and release. Now, I went really kind of big with that release, but most of the time, just release and let it go through your fingers. That'll be a whole lot easier. So there we go. So now she's moving her head and her neck. So the next step is we're going to see how well she walks forward, and we're going to ask her to just spiral down to start using those forequarters. Now I'm going to ask button number 1 on the outside. There we go. Good girl. Keep her from walking forward. Button number 1 on my right. I'm bumping her neck with my right, and I got that nice little crossover. Good girl. I'm going to give her a big release on that because, again, we're practicing these same moves, and what you do on one side, you do on the other. Button number 1 on the left, guiding my hand with the right. And get a little bit more. Good girl. And I release. And button number 1 and release. Button number 1 and release. I'm also kind of moving my hand against my rein against her neck. I'm starting that neck rein, and I'm kind of direct reining on this other side with my right rein. Okay, so she's moving her head and her neck and her forequarters. Now I want to ask her to move her hindquarters, which is going to be button number 3. So again, I think it's easy to do a 180 on the fence, nose to fence. Button number 3 on the side of the fence, and ask her to move those hindquarters. Move the hindquarters. There we go. And walk off. It's easier to do while she's walking forward. So get some momentum. Nose to fence, button number 3 on the fence side, and much better. And it was just kind of a touch and release. That was really good. So we're just doing this over and over again until we get a really nice one. So nose to fence, button number 3 fence side. So we get it all the way over. Button number 3. There we go. Good girl. Giving her a nice release. Now she already is thinking about doing a little bit of side pass. So we can work a little bit on her lateral motion. So again, nose to fence, button number 3, and then when we have her next to the fence, we're going to ask her to take a step with the front, button number 1. Come on, step with the front, step with the front. Oh, there's a little one. And then step to the back. There we go. We're going to start getting button number 2 over here. That's a little bit confusing for her. Walk back into the fence. And nose to fence, button number 2, and I'm just wiggling. There we go, good. Touch. And I got a little side pass and release. Good girl. Button number 3, try to get the back around and walk forward. Now, when you're working on respect and control, you have to do these exercises over and over and over again. So remember, nose to fence, button number 3. And once I've got her kind of perpendicular right there, I'm going to relax for a second. Then I'm going to start button number 2 on my right side, opening up to my left. Come on. Give it a little bit. Move the back end if I have to. And I just got a little bit, so I'm going to release and go back. Again, this is working just on getting her front end and back end crossing over at the same time. We're going to walk off. Now the next drill that we're just going to do is we're going to walk forward and rein back. Everything starts out at a walk, and then we'll eventually get faster. But right now, we're just walking nice and slow, and we're going to make sure everything is going well, and she's acting respectful, and she doesn't stop until I tell her to stop. So it's just walk forward, walk forward. No, she's got to walk forward until I tell her to stop. Now I'm going to sit deep and say, woo. Very nice. I didn't even have to touch her. I'm going to ask her to back up, back, back, back. Come on, back up, back up. Not side pass, not side pass. Straight back, straight back. Come on. There we go, good. And once I got a good step, I'm going to do button number 1 on my outside. I'm going to ask for a change of direction. Moving that forequarter, there we go, because that's what we need to work on. We'll do little quarter turns, half turns, all those turns. Just enough just to get her walking forward. Come on. Right now, we're just getting her loose, getting her walking forward, and getting her relaxed. There we go. Come on. Come on. Walk forward. There we go. And I'm just kind of moving my seat around a lot with her. And we're going to work on that stop again. I didn't ask for the stop. Come on. Let's go forward. Come on. Forward. There we go. Come on. There we go. So right now, I want her to move forward. She's thinking about stopping already. She's getting kind of tired. That's good. And ooh. Just stop and relax. I'm going to flex her head back. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to ask her to back. I'm going to put my hands out to the side. I'm going to ask her to back until she tips her nose to me and kind of elevates that back, that shoulder. So until when she brings her nose in, I'll stop. Back, back, come on, back, come on, back, come on. Oh, there. Just come on, give me a little, come on, baby. There we go, just a little bit. As soon as she gives that little bit, that's good. And I was trying not to pull very hard on her. I just needed her to start giving a little bit laterally. So we're going to continue on with these same exercises. The next things we're going to do is going to start getting her to move faster and getting her to move more forward. But the big thing is repetition. Do the same exercises over and over again, establish control, and you'll turn your green horse into a well-trained horse rather quickly. So thank you so much for joining me on today's video, and if you enjoyed the video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.